Because when illusion is left alone, there's nothing to support it. When there's nothing to support it, it really gets very, very nervous. Really, that's what meditation, done correctly, is a way to enter your aloneness. Not a way to chase your ideas, but actually enter into that state where you're truly alone. That's what stillness is. That's what silence is. It's to be absolutely alone. Nothing supporting you psychologically, intellectually. All that's silent, all that's still. And if you can withstand that purely for even a moment is actually enough. It doesn't take many, many, many moments, even a moment of just entering into your absolute aloneness is quite enough. Some people, they may take 30 years of great spiritual practice or discipline or whatever before they finally get to the point where they realize that they don't know anything. Where they can sustain it, where they go, okay, I've done this for so long, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get there. I don't know what this is all about. I don't know who I am. I actually don't know what life is anymore. I really don't know anything. Maybe it takes someone 30 years to get to that point. Somebody else can walk in the door and they can get to that point like snapping your fingers. Did you realize that you really don't know anything? Well, sure. Then they're very, very available. Whichever way it goes, it doesn't really matter. But truly, that's all it takes, is to enter into your aloneness for one moment. That's the paradox. You enter into your aloneness, and what you realize is your absolute intimacy with all things. Odd, isn't it? We wouldn't imagine that if we entered into our absolute aloneness, the last place most human beings want to end up, if you really enter into that fully for one moment, then you realize your absolute intimacy. One of the ways the great Zen master Dogen described enlightenment was intimacy with the 10,000 things. 10,000 things means everything, right? Because that's what oneness is. People think like oneness is this idea. Oneness isn't experiencing an absolute intimacy with existence, with life. It's a very, very deep, intimate thing to experience that what's over there isn't separate from what's here. It's not just an idea of non-separation or oneness, it's actually an experience of deep affinity. It's to even to see the person next to you and experience this deep, deep, deep affinity, an intimacy that's so deep that you actually know that essentially you are identical. Relatively different, essentially same. And the deep intimacy of that absolute connectiveness, that's oneness. And that is to be found right in the experience of absolute aloneness.